83 or is it 84? I lose count. How's everyone today? I tell you what, someone broke the weather here. 27 degrees on Monday, and no word of a lie, I think it's still only 10 degrees here right now. It has been frigid the last 24 hours. So if it has been pretty cold and frigid at your place, I hope that you have got something nice and warm and cozy, a hot beverage, and your needles out with you, and you're getting some knitting done. It has just been so cold. I have got a few bits and pieces to show you today, and I have had my needles out. Oh, there we go, and there's the other one there. I'm back to swatching. Morning, Claire, how are you? Look, back to swatching. I'll tell you about this in a second, but first I do have a finished object to show you, but I can't show it to you in person because the recipient actually received it this morning. So remember how I was knitting the wee baby cardigan for my son's homeroom teacher's new baby? Well, the wee babe arrived 8 weeks early, and I found that out yesterday. So I had almost finished it. I was just on to the second sleeve. So yesterday, in the rubbish weather yesterday afternoon, worked in the morning, and then sort of come 2 o'clock, lit the fire because the weather temperature plummeted, cozied up and got knitting and finished that cardigan. But when I dropped my son off at the bus this morning, I quickly, there we go, oh, hold on, I'll put that in there. I took a photo for you so you could at least see it. So there it is, the complete finished item. So what I've gone and done the pattern is just one that it's actually, if you remember, I had on Ravelry under my profile, I do have a pattern called Bébé Chocolat, and this is sort of based off that pattern. To be brutally honest with you, I used Bébé Chocolat to do this wee portion here at the top, the neckline, and then I pretty much made it up as I went along. The yarn that I used is the green is from Deep Stash. It's actually a 100% alpaca yarn that I've had in stash for nigh on at least 15 years, at least, because it was before my son was born. I had that yarn in there. So it's been really nice to use that. And the trims are in Pulse, and I think that is Tempo in Pulse. And I had just some scraps left over. Well, in fact, I didn't have the scraps left over. The scraps that I used were the scraps left over from the shift that we had knitted for our sample in here. So I just grabbed those and used them. And as you can see, it just had like the neckline there, that little bit of green in there that was able to sort of show it off. So it was so great to get that finished. And the buttons are some vintage buttons from my collection and my vintage button tin at home. And as you can see, I didn't actually evenly space the buttonholes, but you know what, baby Tui, I don't think she'll care. So that is my finished item. So I'm very happy to have that now done, which is awesome. So awesome. Everyone's saying good morning. Janet's saying lovely day in Ellesmere today, but freezing yesterday. Oh, so that actually gives me hope, Janet, that the weather is going to perk up. But honestly, it is just frigid, absolutely frigid here. But so that is my finished item. So I thought I would show that to you. Now, what have I been up to today? Still working on the Aran. So yesterday I didn't do any knit on that at all because I was finishing off the wee baby cardigan. But we've been having loads of fun playing around with swatching with the Whisper Light. I'm really enjoying it. And the Whisper DK has now arrived too. We're just waiting for the labels. So they are now all in store, but they're all unlabeled. The paper, the special paper that we use is having to be airlifted over. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I will have that before the end of the month. And double fingers crossed, I will have that in time for Woolfeast. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. So in the meantime, I've been playing around in swatching. So I showed you the samples that I did with Sock Petition 4-ply on Monday, and I did Milk, Featherston, Bruton, and Gallo. Yes, Gallo, with the 4 shades, that corresponding shades in the Whisper Fine, which was Spellbound with Gallo. I can't remember the names. Embrace, I can't remember the names. Anyway, you'll figure it out. Smoke was with the Milk. Verdant was with the Featherston, and I can't. Sorry, and Chapel in Summer. That was the other one I did. Looked fantastic. Really looked fantastic. So I need to. That's been blocked. I need to pop that out in the shop. Now the other 2 colours that I hadn't done in that group were these ones here, which is the Embrace, which is the bright hot pink, and the Aria, which is this beautiful. And see on the screen, it doesn't look. This is like honestly the richest turquoise that you could ever imagine in real life, but for some reason it doesn't show you on the sleeve. Now these 2 colours, the 2 dye shades for these, were designed to exactly match our cozy. Cozy in the cyan and cozy in the magenta. There was a very good reason for that. Because the colours are shit hot. Just, they're fabulous colours. So that was reason 1. And reason 2 is we wanted 2 yarns in the range that if you were to double strand back with these yarns, that you actually also had yarns across a variety of cost spectrums. And these 2 yarns are perfect because these Cozy and Snug is incredible value. This is a 2-fold 4-ply 100% New Zealand wool, machine washable for $7.95 a 100 gram board. It is excellent value. So when it comes to double stranding, because you're using 2 lots of yarns, it gives you great value. So I've only just started that, but as you can see, it looks fabulous. The fabric is fabulous. The color is fabulous. So I'm actually getting quite excited. So I've just done what am I working on? I'm working on 4mm needles at the minute, and it looks glorious. So as I said on Monday, it means that any double knitting pattern, even something like this, which is Miss Jane, any double knitting pattern now becomes fair game for the double stranding whisper treatment. Just playing around with these 2, the ones that instantly leap to mind, are all my I would knit all my favorites in these. I would go Miss Jane. Oatmeal from Libby would look great. Also gingerbread. I know a number of you love the gingerbread sweater. That is a DK, would look awesome with the whisper treatment. But I am loving this so much. I'm thinking this color and this combo could be my color combo. I was toying with the idea of doing another love note, but I've also found I've got a 12-ply mohair jumper, a sweater. I wore it, possibly worn it. I think I wore it on a Quarantine Diaries at home. It is something that I knitted from remnant mohair. It's a heathered mohair actually, that I had for years, like for years and years. And I knitted it, again, 15 plus. It was before the kids were born. And I still love it, but it's a bit bent out of shape. Like I didn't really block it properly, and I've had to stretch it a bit because it was a little bit too cropped. But I still love it. And it's an old Gita Schrader design from Naturally Yarns, and it's got a huge big boat neck on it, quite narrow fit sleeves. And I found the pattern when I was just rattling around with things here. It was with a group of patterns that I had, and I pulled that out and I thought, oh, actually I'm quite tempted to knit that, because it's so funny. Gita would have written that pattern in the early 90s, I would think, knowing the yarn that she did it in. So easily early 90s, if not before. And I think this combo might work quite well. So in order to do that, though, I need to swatch on different needles. So I thought, well, while I was at this, because I love this sort of swatching. I really do. I know some people hate doing it, but I love it. So I'm now doing, I thought, well, bugger it. I'll just knit this on this 4mm, which I think looks great. And then I'll do 4.5, 5 and 5.5, which will take me to that pattern. But that will also take me within shooting and striking distance of Love Note, which is technically written on a 6. But as I've mentioned before, there is so much positive ease in that pattern. If you want a bit more cover factor in your fabric, you can actually pull your needle size back. And then I can see what the fabric looked like and how it performs. So that's what I'm going to do with this. That's the plan at this stage anyway. So this is my lunch break today. I'll continue that swatching. But I'm just so fizzed about that colour. The hard part is I've got to get the Aran sweater finished, because the best friend shot down again to do some pick up some stuff on Monday. So he was down from Auckland, and he checked progress, and I said, well, you now have 2 sleeves and a back, and I've started the front, but I'm staying with him for Wolfies, so I have to get that done in time for Wolfies. So I will be very monogamous to get that done, and once that is done, I will have this. And I also want to knit something for my husband. It's been a few years, been 3 years in fact, I think, since I did a large scale project for him. I tend to do one every 2 to 3 years. So he's due. So and he's seen the Aran, and he's like, oh, not that he's actually, funnily enough, he's not a big cable man. But I think I may have shown in a previous episode, I've got the spring 2017 interweave, which is what I'm doing the Point Judith pullover Aran in. The previous issue, which was the winter issue, has actually got more of a Gansey style in there, and that's the one my husband picked out. He loves it. It's perfect for him. Really likes the style. So, and in terms of a knit compared to the Aran, it's not as a complex a knit, so I should be able to rotate that through. And I've got some of that fabulous ebony 10-ply that we had with Incognito, so that's what I'm going to use for that. So I have actually got my winter knitting all kind of sorted and set, but I do have a feeling that this is going to be my Knit August Nights jumper. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Now, I've just remembered mentioning Knit August Nights. Of course, said I was going to have Susie here today. Susie, bless her heart, hopefully she's tucked under the duvet with a hot cup of tea. She called in, and she's a little under the weather today, so she will be back next Thursday. So I promise we will not miss out some goodness from Susie Brown's, but she does send her apologies. Right, so that's what I'm up to at the moment. The other thing, while I'm on Cozy and Snug, is I also just grabbed these two, which is Snug. There it is, Snug and Cozy. We've just had a whole heap of Snug and Cozy back in stock. I know a number of you have been looking particularly for these 2 colours, which are our 2 fastest selling colours in the range, which are very originally called green and cyan. So these are now back, and this is a new batch, and I have to say the handle on the new batch is fabulous. So yeah, it feels really good, really, really good. So if you are looking for some great New Zealand yarn to get some toddler knits or blankets, this is make great blankets. This yarn is an absolute sitter. It's our #1 charity yarn now. People love it. I have actually put down new colours for the winter. In fact, Claire's been, hopefully we might see them this season, but we did at the end of last year, we put a whole bunch of range extensions in and freshening up some colours in a variety of yarns, and Snug is one of them. It's getting some new colours, more sort of pastel, softer shades, so look out for those in coming months, fingers crossed. But these are all now back in stock. I have a whole heap of restocks actually, and in the newsletter today I will make sure that I get those restocks all listed up, because there's been a heap that have come in the last little bit. Andrew is saying, is the blue cyan? Yes. It looks more indigo and cozy. Yeah, Andrew, it is. The blue that I was holding up is cyan, but how it appears on the screen for me, and I'm assuming that's how it looks for you, it's not. It is actually a really classic cyan turquoisey blue. It is, like, it's called cyan because it is cyan. And the mohair, the way the mohair is and how mohair latches onto the colour, the mohair is just almost luminescent in that blue. It is amazing, absolutely amazing. So usually, if I'm being true to form, I would have gone here because hot pink is like one of my all-time favourite colours. Like, I love it. I have a lot of hot pink. But in fact, I think I wore hot pink on Monday, didn't I? But I thought, no, I have a hot pink. I've got a hot pink cardigan, Miss Jane cardigan, and I've got something else in hot pink. And I thought, I really don't need another hot pink item, but I have nothing in that sort of cyany blue. And I love a bold colour. You know, I really do love bold colours. I mean, there's muted tones as well. I love all colour. There's very little colour you will not have me wearing. No, in fact, I don't think there are any colours you won't have me wearing. I love bright colours. And I know that there is a school of thought that not necessarily people of a certain size should only just wear black. I do wear a lot of black too as a capsule, but I love a good pop of colour. It makes you happy. And I'm all about the mood. I really do believe that colour helps elevate your mood. So I'm so excited to have all of those back in store. Now, in terms of, there's a couple of things. Firstly, let me get the housekeeping out of the way from Claire before I get shot. We've just gotten this in, and we can get more in, is the first thing I'm going to preface. We've only just got one in at the moment, which is listed. But, ta-da, you have been asking, so we've had the Ashford Swifts, you've been asking for the Ashford ball winder. So the Ashford ball winder is now in stock. We have the Knit Picks one, which we use, so if anyone that comes here buys a skein of something, we have a setup here so you can actually ball off your skeins. This Ashford one is almost identical to the Knit Picks one. So this is the Kiwi version of that, but it's at a much better price, vastly more better value than the Knit Picks one. So we have got that in stock. If you love that and that gets sold out very quickly, we will. If we can get demand, we will hold more of those in stock. So $219.95, which is a great price on that winder. What I love about that winder is it creates a really nice lush cake in your yarn, which just center pulls beautifully, doesn't stretch the yarn too much. It really is. And it handles thick yarns, thin yarns, and everything in between yarns, no problems at all. So that has arrived, and that is all up and loaded. The other thing that has arrived, and I'm really excited about these, is a new set of pattern leaflets. And in light of my recent infant knitting that I've just done, I'm so thrilled to have these. So I thought I would show these to you because they are now, Claire said she got them all up yesterday and they're all loaded. These are from Lisa Reff, who is a New Zealand designer, and we love Lisa Reff patterns because they're written by a Kiwi designer for Kiwi kids and Kiwi conditions, and using New Zealand yarns, which are eminently and easily substitutable. This little, look at this. Is that not the cutest thing you have ever seen? I just think that's adorable. This one's called Oakley. And what I love about wee Oakley, as you can see, it's just got some lovely, like a little V detailing down here. Classic wee sweater. Nice wide neck. Do you notice the nice wide neck? Which, Lisa, go you, because a lot of older patterns have it quite a restrictive neck. And for any of us who, if we have ever been knitting for our own children or grandchildren, know that the kids, they hate it. They just hate stuff around their neck. So this is a really lovely wide neck. So go, Lisa. The other thing we love about this Oakley sweater is it's sized from 1 year through to 10 years. So as a toddler and children's pattern, this pattern I think will get you a whole heap of mileage because you've got so many ages and stages to knit it for. It is worked flat. So those who are not fond of the circular needle, you will be able to work with this. And I have to say, I'm working currently on my Point Judith using some straights. I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the change. But the thing I love about this one here, I mean, look at that with the flight if you wanted to get exactly the same look. Any of these patterns that I show you from Lisa in DK, our flight or pulse, if you wanted to do a bit of colour, are utterly perfect. Snug that I've shown you, absolutely perfect. But flight, I mean, that as soon as I saw that, I thought, winner, chicken dinner. So that is the first one there. Another one also sized between the two. Oh, sorry. Suzanne's asking, good morning, will Legacy be restocked, please? No, is the short answer to that, Suzanne. It has been discontinued. So yes, if you need some more, I think we might have some still left in Naked Skeinz, but that is it. It's all gone. Oh, here we go, Kathy. You test knit patterns for Lisa and use a lot of Chatswood. Ah, that's fantastic, Kathy. I love them. We honestly sell truckloads of these patterns, and these are all the new designs, and we adore them. This next one is it's called the Rowan Cardian Hat, again sized 1 to 10 years. Did you knit that one as well, Kathy? Because this one is using the I think the one she used in the test was the Perium Merino DK, which we manufactured here. Again, this in the flight would be amazing. I also think this and Orb would work really, really well. It's got this really lovely, it looks like sort of a double moss detailing on there, but it's just gorgeous. Neat little cardigan in that combo. She's also had in this, oh, there you go, you did in the Southland Goldenrod. Oh, did it look good? Because, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Southland Goldenrod, because in a number of these, she's got quite, let me go and get the rest of them in that little group. Where's the rest of them? Those baby. No, there we go. And these are the other two toddler ones too. She's got quite a natural bent with them now. And I'm really glad to hear that, Kathy, because I think these in the Southlanders would look incredible. If you've got a wee kitty that can cope with a little bit more of a rustic yarn, Southlander in these would be amazing. But again, that in flight in the Wren would look incredible. Actually, and if the other yarn that would look amazing, it would be Southlander. Not Southlander, Sockmatician DK and Milk. Oh, look fabulous. Or if you were lucky enough to have Chatswood DK and Sheffield, that has it not got Chatswood written all over it. Love it. And I adore that little bobble detail, that little errand bobble detail down the sleeve. So cute. And this one here, actually, I tell you what, speaking if you've got stuff in stash, if you have got the Dartmoor, the Chatswood Dartmoor, which was the dark one, couldn't you see that in this? That's called Avery. So all of those ones that I've just shown you are for children's sizes 1 through to 10. What I love about the designs, well, she's got a little girl pictured here, and I think this is actually her daughter. All of the designs are thus that they could be boys or girls, wouldn't matter. She's gone and she's been very clever about these designs, and they all feature, particularly the sweaters. I've definitely noticed she has actually pulled that neckline down, and I think that is a real, particularly for this age group, great thinking. I mean, this is obviously someone that has knit for children and know what they like. So if you're wanting to knit for little ones, or for kids, and I know so many of us struggle to find patterns that go beyond 2 years, these ones up to 10. But if you want to knit for some bubbas, and there is always the spring bubbers around. She has a whole heap here that I'm going to show you. Right from simple little vests and hats like this, which you wouldn't need to put the bobbles on if you didn't want to, but something like that is a little popover, which is so practical. This one is again done in a DK. Now that, I mean, Albertine all day long, Flight all day long, Orb all day long. Any of those merinos would be great in that. That's 0 to 18 months. In terms of absolutely pretty, gorgeous, be still my beating heart, look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Now, that's called the Trinity Jacket and Hat. That goes up to 24 months. For my money, in that beautiful natural, this is Mahana alpaca and natural for me. That's instantly, as soon as I saw it, that's what I thought of straight away. Here we go. I'm just going to pop that on the back. Can you see that? Isn't that perfect? Utterly gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So sweet. So that is another. And if you want something a little bit more roughy-tufty and natural, and I think in Southland, wouldn't that in bracket look so cute? Absolutely adorable. That one is the Kennedy hat and sweater. And then again, look at this. Oh, stop it. I know. Stop it. It's enough to make my ovaries ache. It really is. This one's called Hetty, and I'm holding up. Look, I'm holding up DK. I didn't even look to see what weight it was. Hetty. Oh no, tell a lie. Hetty is in a 4-ply, but that wouldn't matter. Look at that. Still a merino soft. Amazing. So good. I could keep going. Well, honestly, I could go all day. Oh, here's another one. If you're on an Aran Jag like me at the moment, look at that. Oh, gorgeous. That one is called Riley, and that's in DK. Here is another 4-ply. I know, so cute. That one is called Everly. And, oopsie, don't go falling off without, there you go, stay there. Right, and I thought this one was super cute. This is the Evangeline Dress. This one is in a DK. That in Flight Urban Deluxe, but I love it because it's got the little bit of, see the little wee holes there? So you can actually pop a wee bit of ribbon in there for a little bit of extra detail. That's so cute. So Lisa, they're fantastic. We love them, absolutely love them. And they are now in store and online. So I am going to actually do the newsletter around them today. So the link will be going out. Kathy's saying all her hat instructions are, fantastic, Kathy. I didn't realize that. Kathy was saying all her hat instructions are both written in the flat and in the round. You know, that she must be a joy to test for, Kathy, because I have to admit I've really enjoyed going through these. I've got another baby that I need to knit for, actually due later in the year, and it's in the Northern Hemisphere, so it's great because it'll be heading into their winter by the time that's born, and I'm sitting here thinking I'm going to be spoiled for choice of what to do. I'm really quite excited. So those are all up and online now. Right, and before I go, I honestly thought that when I put the Stoic special up on Monday that it would do the distance and see us through for the 24 odd hours that we had it loaded. Yeah, no, it lasted longer than the Sienna. I'm allowed to say that, but it only not much longer. Wow, that went so fast. So we have had a load of emails since Tuesday asking for something else because you want something else. So Claire and I have been crawling through the warehouse this morning to find you something, and we have, which is this beautiful Skeinz. It is a very fine merino, so it would look great in some of those patterns there. So this is an organic merino, and it's in a lovely fine twist like our Orb Fine. 200 meters per ball. So this is probably, like, from the American perspective, a classic fingering weight. So it's at the lighter end of DK. Not DK. lighter end of 4-ply. So it's a fine 4-ply or a heavy 3-ply. So if you've got a 3-ply pattern at home, or a pattern like for a shawl, for example, looking for fingering weight yarn, or any a number of the yarns that are called for with the double stranding, look at these fingering weight yarns at around 400 meters per 100 grams, which this is. And if you were wanting to give it the whisper treatment, that is rose, and look at that. And that would just make that print, it would soften that print down, and it would look amazing. It would look so pretty. So this, if you were eagle-eyed on the social media before I got here, you'll notice I literally just put this out. So it's up, it's loaded, it's in the shop, the price has all been reduced. We've got around just shy of 400 balls. So it will be gone. I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to put it in the newsletter just yet. I'm going to see if you die-hard fans on social media and the videos, I'm going to give you guys first crack at it to see if you can pick it up. If it still hangs around, I'll throw it out in the following newsletter. But it is fantastic. It's another great one. So we're having fun just bringing you some of these flash specials because, you know, as I said, we haven't had anything too much and exciting to bring you. But that's me. I've had the first half a dozen cartons of stock went back with the best friend to Auckland for Woolfest. Really excited about that. So he took all my vintage abroad back. So that's all gone back, 6 cartons of that. And I've also, yes, as I said, I'll have the Whisper Fine. And I'm really hoping I'll have the Whisper DK there. And I can't remember what the other thing I was going to bring you was. Oh, Pulse. I'm looking at taking some Pulse as well. So that will be so much fun. But I'm going to get going because I've got a swatch I want to finish, and I've got a newsletter I need to get out, and I've got a few other bits and pieces, including picking colours for Flight Light. I know. Who was the Michelle? I think that was you, wasn't it? You were the evil one that put that suggestion together. Well, we've had some samples through, and we just need to, yeah, we're Claire and I are quite determined to make Flight Light happen. So, yeah, watch this space. Watch this space. Right, until then, you have a great rest of Thursday and a great weekend, and I will see you again here on Monday. Take care. Bye.